everyone. Welcome to another edition of Get Sweaty. I am one of your hosts, none other than Matt Majot, aka Soda. And as usual, I'm joined by this lovely trio: Ben Rayner, Jordan Anderson, and 50 Shades of Geek, because there's no way I don't think I could ever pronounce your name. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
I'm looking forward to jumping into this list because if there's anything I love, it's comedies. It's comedy.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just really hungry today because one of the things. So my wife's having surgery. It's a religious thing, but we do fasting sometimes. Just it's kind of like a way to kind of like get extra blessings towards like something that might be happening. So I haven't eaten today. I'm not going to eat till the show ends. So I'm going to be a little hungry.
So if you're cranky, we'll know why.
Yep, that's right. I get a little hangry.
Yeah. So as usual, for those of us who are joining us again, pretty much.
Religious thing, we do.
What the hell was that? Somebody got YouTube on?
Yeah, I turned it off. Sorry.
Okay. So for those of you who are familiar with the show, welcome back. For those of you who are not, pretty much what we do is we just leave with a top 5 subject that's given at the end of every episode, and we come back and we share our top 5 and we discuss. Essentially, it is our version of the top 10. Just it's not always about movies. So yeah, let's get into it. Jordan, would you mind introducing the topic?
Yeah, so the topic this week is the most funniest people that you know, and something from their repertoire. When I say know, I mean know of, like not personally know, but yeah. So that can include stand-up comedians, that could include actors. So yeah, we're just gonna break down our top 5 people that make us laugh.
Yeah, I just realized mine is mostly stand-up comedians that turned to become movie stars.
All right on.
Except for one, I don't think he was a stand-up comedian, but he definitely has his roots in improv.
Nice.
Okay,
I think I must have heard it wrong. I thought you meant mostly stand-up comedians. So a lot of them, actually, pretty much all of mine are stand-up comedians.
Well, yeah, so are mine.
Totally fine.
So are mine. You just said 5th funniest people. So
I
have one.
That part.
I have one honorable mention that's purely a stand-up, and the rest kind of do a little both. I feel like.
So let's you know what? Let's get into our honorable mentions real quick. Jordan, you'll start us off.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of run through mine quick because I got 6. That's kind of a lot. I usually don't do this many, but it was just like too hard for me to decide who my favorites are. So I'm just gonna. I have Chris Tucker. I love Chris.
I was just thinking about adding him on my list just because I saw the scene where a scene from Rush Hour 2 where he gets kicked in the face. He's like, okay, who kicked me?
Yeah, right. Yeah, or when he's like, that's Ricky Tan. Looks like a midget in a bathrobe.
I love the movies. I hate the third one, but I love the first one.
Or when he's doing Michael Jackson karaoke, and he's like, I want all the fine women on this. Or no, he says, I want all the triads and ugly women on this side, all the fine women on that side. And then he starts singing Michael Jackson.
I know we can't dwell on honorable mentions too long, but I do have a funny story about that particular scene that I read.
Yeah.
He did not know that was filming.
Oh, really?
They wanted him to do it, but he absolutely refused. But I guess it was a long shoot or whatever. So when he thought the cameras weren't rolling, he just did his Michael Jackson impression to entertain everybody there, and they recorded it without his back. So that's all Chris Tucker. That's not his character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's one way to trick someone into doing something on camera.
Yeah, and it's one of those terrible scenes. All right, what's your
Yeah, but then I also have Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
I have Dax Shepard, who might be an underrated person on the list. I have Fred Armisen. I have Brian Regan, who's my all-time favorite stand-up comedian. And then also, too, just to throw a female in there, I have Aubrey Plaza because I love me some weird randomness. So I love Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Was that all your honorable mentions?
Yep, that's all.
Do you have any honorable mentions, 50?
Well, yes, but I think there's got to be a few honorable mentions that relate to all of us. Christian Harloff, Brett Sheridan, and Mark. That's a mandatory honorable mention because without those 3 people, especially the first 2, we wouldn't be here today. But 100%. My honorable mention is a Israeli. You're going to see a bunch of Israelis on my list, by the way. As soon as Jordan said it, I was like, oh boy.
Decisions.
You know what? That's one of the beauty things that I love about having you on the show is that you're introducing us to things that we never would have thought to take a look at. So don't be embarrassed. I think it's a blessing.
Yep.
Okay, so here's one. His name is Shachar Hasson.
Okay.
An Israeli Yemen.
Yemen.
He's from Yemen originally, but he's Israeli.
10 Yemen Drive.
Yeah, he's a crazy energy ball of laughter, and even though he always repeats the same stuff, you kind of expect it at this point. Like, he's gonna drop some sort of funny comment about his grandmother at some point, and some other stuff about other people in his life. You kind of expect it, but even though it's coming, it's still funny. He's always got that funny voice of my grandmother's doing this and my grandmother's doing that. He's like, one of his favorite stuff is like he's trying to make his grandmother look like a sex bomb, and he's like, my grandmother's in the side. I don't have my diaper. This is, by the way,
nice. Okay.
Yeah. And also, by the way, I was on one of his shows once while I was still in the army. I was there in full uniform and everything, and I got up on stage. He asked for a couple of volunteers to go on stage, and obviously I went, and I made fun of him.
Is there video?
I wish. I was there with my mom, and she was just so embarrassed. She just refused to ever speak of it again.
Come on, Mrs. Mama 50. What the hell?
50, yeah, 51.
Oh.
I like it.
Need to see that footage.
Yeah. One of the stuff he had me playing on darbuka, which is a Middle Eastern sort of drum.
Oh, yeah.
And I was playing, and at the end he was like, "You know what? I like you. I want to give you a kiss on the mouth." And I was like, "Okay, sure." Pucker up. He wasn't expecting that, and he was like, "Dude, it's not comedically funny when you want it. You have to not want it for it to be funny." So eventually we settled down. Okay, let's forego that. I'm going to give you a lick on the eyebrow. And I was like, okay. So I was like, standing like this. And he just got closer and closer. And by the time I opened one of my eyes, his tongue was already here. And I was like,
oh wow.
Now I'm really upset at your mom.
It was almost physical contact, but he jumped back.
And I want to play back on what he said. It's not funny when you want it. No, I think in this case it was funny because it's funny because he didn't expect you to react.
He wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I had this because I was still in the army. I had this cover on my watch, and he was like, "Why do you need this cover on your watch?" And I was like, "So that the enemy doesn't know what time it is."
Oh God, there you go.
It was like, oh wow, so you came prepared. You did your homework before you showed up. But then after that, he kind of gave me a hug and he whispered in my ear, "Thanks, you kind of helped me save the show." And he was one of the greats. So,
dude,
to hear him thank me in person on stage, and it was a great experience.
Definitely a highlight of your life, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
That's fucking awesome.
And
that for me, that'd be like meeting Robin Williams.
Oh yeah. Like I feel like you'd be pretty good on stage, 50. You got some good puns you throw in on SDN Live, and some of those jokes, they're pretty good.
Yeah, you're our sniper.
I have a notebook of these things.
Yeah, right. Awesome,
dude. You gotta give it a shot when COVID's over. Dude, go some open mics.
I wanted to before it started, but then obviously COVID started.
Fucking COVID.
But now that I'm unemployed, I've got time.
No kidding. You have the right materials for a comic. You're unemployed. All right, Ben, your honorable mentions.
I only have one, and I wasn't going to include him, but what the hell? Tiesday Miller.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's funny. I mean, I know he's a dipshit.
Yeah, he is. Man, he makes me laugh.
Yeah. My favorite role of his still is She's Out of My League. As the dumbass jackass best friend. I love that movie.
Well,
yeah.
He made a hate character in everything he is, doesn't he?
Pretty much.
He has some hilarious stand-up too. Like if you listen to his stand-up, it's actually like really funny.
Yeah, no, he is a funny dude, but he's a complete idiot.
Yeah,
dumb shit.
It's weird. He had that whole scandal with a fake bomb threat on a train.
That's
or something.
why he's
like,
dumb shit.
Yeah, right.
This isn't punk, people.
I think he was under the influence of alcohol. No. Yes. Right.
Okay, and I know I had said I had one, but I added another one just because he's my favorite stand-up comedian. Jeff Foxworthy. I am a huge Jeff Foxworthy work. It goes back to what you said, 50, about how, it's always the same type of jokes, but you still laugh every time. That's Foxworthy for me. I love him absolutely to death. But listening to himself as a kid. Favorite album of mine is his album Games Rednecks Play. And when we're done, I'll send you 2 tracks from that. One is called The Clampets Go to Maui, which he describes about how he took his family to a vacation in Maui that involved a peeing for distance contest.
Nice.
And the other one is earlier in the album. This took place before the 1996 Atlanta Olympics, and he's from Atlanta. So he describes what it would be like for Atlanta hosting the Olympics using racial stereotypes, redneck stereotypes. It is funny.
Oh, awesome.
Well, let me ask you this, Matt. Did you ever watch the Jeff Foxworthy show?
I have both seasons on DVD.
Of course you do.
Of course.
Nice.
Well, they're $5 in the Walmart bin. Of course I'd buy them.
And doesn't it have a young Haley Joel Osment in that?
Yeah, he plays his son, yeah.
Yeah.
And a young Jonathan Nicky, you might not mistaken.
Yep, he was also in there too as another one of his sons. Yeah, no, Foxworthy, love him to death. Yeah,
one of the funniest jokes of his for me when he talks about getting a colonoscopy. You heard that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Oh, that one's so good.
Yeah. And there, if you go on iTunes, they actually have they released one of his stand-up sets from before he became famous. That's just as good. But there is one moment in there where it's like you can tell it's of its time because he's like, okay, who here loves shopping? And you like hear all this women, and he's like, and one guy's like, yeah, that's the gay guy in the back.
Oh,
and I'm like, did Foxworthy say that? Because you don't hear that in his commercial stuff, right? So it's like, okay.
Yeah, he usually doesn't really go there. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, pretty much. No, exactly. You just roll it.
Yeah.
My other honorable mention, it's not one particular person, but I wanted to highlight this scene because I think it is the payoff for this is fantastic. Hands up, who here has seen Wet Hot American Summer?
Yes, I love that.
Ben?
That movie, the show, all of it.
Okay, I mean, I'm assuming 50 you haven't. It's very much. It is its own thing, but my favorite scene in that whole movie is when they have to go into town and they're like, "Oh, let's go take a break from the camp." So they all go into town, and all of a sudden, it's this montage set to Rick Springfield's "Love Is All Right Tonight," and they start off hanging out, and then they go escalates to them having a cigarette, then drinking, then marijuana, then abusing heroin. He's involved in there one time, and some other drugs. Completely strung out. They're like turned into total junkies. All of a sudden, they drive back into the camp, and they're like, "Man, that was nice to get away from camp for 30 minutes." And you're like, "What?"
30 minutes.
Okay, follow-up question. I know the movie, and I know who's in it.
Yeah.
Is David Hyde Pierce in that scene?
No, he's not in that scene. Actually, he might be. It's been a bit since I've seen it.
Okay. Gotta be the guy with the long hair that's always wearing the shorts. I forget that actor's name. He's
sure. Yeah, no,
yeah.
He's in that scene, but no, David Hyde Pierce plays the Janine Garofalo's love interest in the movie.
He's the brother in Frasier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite things from that movie is Christopher Maloney's character. It's just like amazing. Because before I saw that, I didn't even know that it even did comedy, and then I saw that, and I'm like, "What the heck? He's hilarious!" Yeah, like he's so good.
You've got Paul Rudd, you've got Elizabeth Banks, you've got Bradley Cooper before he hit it big, and he makes out with Michael Ian Black on there, and I'm like, it's like a kiss, like full on makeout section.
With tongue, all that. Yeah,
great cast, and you know what? The Netflix stuff was really good.
It was really good. Yeah. And the Netflix stuff has some fun cameos too. They had a few characters, so yeah.
For sure.
I know he's in our show. And Paul Rudd in the movie?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, what I'll do is once we're done this, I'll send this clip because I just found it on YouTube. It's hilarious. All right.
Forgot about that scene.
So let us hop into our full-on list. So Jordan, since it was your topic, you get the honor of starting us off.
All right. So this first person, originally I had him in my honorable mention, but then I looked up his filmography, and I totally forgot about so many like amazing things that he's done. So my number 5 is Ben Stiller.
Okay, not on my list.
Yeah, so like he just, well, especially I just like his kind of like when he plays the kind of real, I don't know, like the real deadheaded kind of just like real macho, kind of like the dodgeball like type thing, or like or like in the Happy Gilmore where he plays the warden, where he's like the old lady's like, my fingers hurt. He's like, oh, your fingers hurt. Now your back's gonna hurt. You just pulled garden duty. Check out the name tag, Grandma. You're in my world. Yeah. And also you have Tony Perkis from Heavyweights. That's another classic one.
That was my first introduction to him.
Yep. Yeah, like when I first saw it, I didn't even realize that was even Ben Stiller because I wasn't very familiar. I just saw it as a kid, and then rewatching, like, wait a minute, that's Ben Stiller. Like when I first saw it, I thought that character was completely annoying. Now I think he's amazing. Yeah. So, or like all the craziness from Dodgeball, especially when he's introducing his team. He's like, we got Blade, we got Laser, Blazer, and my fitness consigliere, Michelle. Yeah.
Yeah, the purple pythons.
Yep, and then also too, I gotta highlight something, and I got a little screen share. So my all-time favorite role of his though has got to be hands down is Zoolander.
Oh yeah, Zoolander's good.
Yeah, whereas like it's not easy being a ridiculously good looking, and so when Zoolander 2 came out, which I'm like very, very disappointed in Zoolander 2. That movie was like hot garbage, but me and my best friend, we actually dressed up for the movie. So actually I got my hair dyed. I actually dyed it black and I spiked it up to look like Zoolander. I practiced doing all the looks, the blue steel and the magnum that he does. And then I went and rented a really super sparkly suit. And then I got a zebra print tie. I'm gonna see it if I can bring up some of the pictures. And my friend, he dressed up as Han, so he just had a wig. He didn't want to dye his hair blonde, but let's see if it'll let me show it. I'm trying to see. Probably the best way is gonna be
do screen share.
Yeah. Doing screen share. I'm just trying to see. Oh, here we go. Okay, you're gonna see a bit of my computer for a minute, but so, and then you can see where I'm actually like getting my hair dyed. So let's bring that up as my computer loads super slowly. Let's see.
Well, while that's happening, Zoolander is a great movie. Like I love Blue Steel and all that jazz. I'd probably say still my personal favorite role of his is Dodgeball.
And what?
Dodgeball.
Yeah. Dodgeball. Okay, here we go. It should be a little.
Go ahead there, Ben. Sorry, what were you saying?
Better.
I like it many years and I'm drinking and I'm not.
All right, so
that's right. Yeah, the Friends episode. Yeah.
So that's me actually getting my hair dyed. I went to like a really expensive place and I wanted it to look good. So, and that's afterwards. So that my hair spiked up. And then these pictures are a little out of order. So you'll kind of see there's back to me getting my hair dyed.
You have the jawline for it.
Yeah, right. You can see it there. Yep. And then that's me and my buddy Mark. So he got the Hansel wig. Let me see if
I don't think that this one.
And now that my computer froze, it won't let me scroll to the next pictures. That's well, there's a few pictures for you, so I'm gonna have to
get the idea.
Yeah, just kind of get a little bit of the idea. Actually, the one I really want to bring up, I got one. Well, two last ones. So because one of them actually really shows off the suit jacket really well. So let's see. So you got this one here that's coming up. Let's see. Come on. Sorry, my computer is like ridiculously slow when it comes to screen sharing, but it's not slow other times. I'm literally just waiting for it to load.
Second monitor.
Yeah, right. I already hit share like a while ago, so maybe we might just have to
just
pass.
You know what? Send it to us in the chat. We'll take a look.
Yeah. I'll do that because I'm not. Yeah. But anyways,
so you want to talk about Ben Stiller? Because he's good. Not on my personal list, but yeah, he's funny.
Just a few quick things. So you got got Mystery Man. For anyone who's ever seen Mystery Man, I freaking love Mystery Man. Which is actually Mystery Man was actually directed by a one-hit wonder director, and it had the name's Kinka Usher. So basically so it's a male, and he directed some foreign movies, and then he directed Mystery Men, which is loaded with like big celebrities and everything. So
That's weird.
From porn to Mystery Men. That's
yeah, it's kind of a big leap. And then you also have you have Tropic Thunder, where he's like a really cocky kind of actor who's kind of like lost a step, and he's trying to get back in.
You never go full Riri.
Yep, right. You never go full. Yep. And then also Starsky and Hutch. I just want to mention because you have the whole do it.
Still haven't seen that one. That's a blind spot for me on Ben Stiller.
And with it. You should watch it. I like it.
Yeah.
That might be a good movie to watch while under the influence.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's my number 5.
Let's not forget Alex the Lion.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Madagascar.
I think when the second Madagascar came out, him and Chris Rock actually got on a plane and did a tour in Israel.
Oh, really?
Nice.
I didn't really get to see them in person, but it was kind of nice to see them on the news in Ben Gurion Airport. It was nice.
Yeah. See, I wish he directed more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because actually, speaking of
like his last, he directed Zoolander too. So never mind on that.
Yeah, he directed that, but he also directed There's Something About Mary, which was freaking awesome.
No, he didn't. No.
Did he direct that one?
Fairly Brothers.
Oh yeah. You're right. That was Fairly Brothers.
No, he directed.
I know he directed one that was early on. Maybe I'm just thinking of.
He directed the Cable Guy.
Yeah, he directed. These are the movies he's directed: Reality Bites, Cable Guy, Zoolander, Tropic
Reality
Thunder,
Bites. That's what I was thinking. Like one of the
Secret Life of Walter Mitty and Zoolander 2.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, he would be my number 6 though, or 5.
All right, 50. What is your number 5? Oh, sorry, Ben. Did you have something to say?
Well, no. I'll talk to you guys about it after.
Okay.
All right.
50. Let's hear your number 5.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that my number 5 and 4 are going to get punted, but here goes. My number 5 is Eddie Murphy.
Nope, didn't make my list.
Didn't.
Okay, so Eddie Murphy.
He is
First
great.
of all, I love this guy. From growing up with him as the voice of Mushu,
Yep.
later on in life, Donkey.
I'm making waffles.
I like that, bro. I like that boulder.
Yeah.
It's a nice boulder.
Nope.
Yeah, so the Shrek films obviously played a huge part of my life, and obviously, like I said, Mushu. It would have been nice to see him in the new Mulan movie, but then again, seeing that movie, that character wouldn't really fit into what they were trying to do. But also, Coming to America, still can't wait for the sequel.
That's on my blind spots, by the way. Got to see it.
I want to rewatch it, so if you're going to have it on Blind Spots, give me a call.
Yeah, okay? For sure.
And oh yeah, I'm one of the few people on the planet that actually likes the Haunted Mansion movie. I know
I saw it.
It was nice when I saw it. I mean, maybe I was definitely younger when I saw it, so maybe that's why I like it more. But yeah, I really love Eddie Murphy, and yeah, like I said, can't wait for Coming to America too. And by the way, technically speaking, he's unofficially Simba's brother because his parents are Mufasa and Sarabi.
That's right. It's Coming to America too. You are
okay. Yeah. Never thought about it. Huh?
Yeah,
like that.
What do you guys think of the Nutty Professor movies?
The first one I love.
Yeah, they're solid.
I like that one too. I also kind of liked Daddy Daycare. I know it's not the most beloved one, but I enjoyed that one.
I like that one too.
Yeah, Nutty Professor always reminds me of one of my friend, my buddy Doug, who passed away. He was huge on the Nutty Professor movies, so we saw both of them in theaters together. So that's a good memory I have with him, and especially the scene when they're all sitting around the dinner table, and you see Eddie Murphy doing all the different voices. Yeah, and he's like Hercules.
Wasn't he also in a Dr. Dolittle movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them.
But was he not? He wasn't in the third one, was he?
Or maybe it's just his daughter.
His daughter's the third one.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. Okay.
So I do remember Joaquin Phoenix, I believe, voiced the dog in that movie, but who voiced the tiger? I remember it was.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
Yeah. I'm not like super familiar with it, so I'm not sure.
I remember the British actor that I really liked, but I
Hold on, I'm
don't.
looking it up for you.
It was Jeremy Irons. I can't remember, but it was.
I won't be surprised if there's quite a few famous names attached to those voices.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's see.
Gotta tell the movie somehow. Yeah, but I love the scene when he's talking to the Joaquin Phoenix character when he's in a mental hospital and he's just yelling, and at some point he just realizes he's in a mental hospital, so no one's gonna mind too much if he's gonna yell.
Yeah.
So he's just Rah!
Lucky the dog is Norm Macdonald.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the dog. Maybe I don't know.
the voice does. It's not familiar. But yeah, I also like the scene with the little hamster where it's like, I'm gonna slap that mustache off your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Rock, I believe.
Yeah.
it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chris Rock.
Do remember something from that movie?
Yeah, probably my favorite Eddie Murphy role is still Beverly Hills Cop.
Same here. Yep. I love Beverly Hills Cop.
Which started off as a Stallone vehicle. Think about that.
Oh really? That would have been a whole different movie.
Well, they did make his idea, and it became the movie Cobra. So,
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
so you have any more thoughts, 50 on good old Eddie?
How many Beverly Hills Cop movies were there? 3 or 4?
3, and then there's been rumored of a 4th that was eventually going to become a TV series, but nothing's ever come of that.
Yeah.
I thought I was off on that one. Okay, so thank you.
But it also has the Beverly Hills Cop, one of the best theme songs for a movie.
Yeah, Axel F. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Dean.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, Ben, what is your number 5?
I think mine's about to be punted. Adam Sandler.
Yep,
Not on
that's
my
a
list.
punt.
Okay.
That's definitely a punt for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then. My number 5 is Jim Carrey.
That's a punt for me.
Okay.
Well, it's number 4, so does that count as a punt?
I would. What's how high is it up for you, Ben?
I have a few people before the show.
Okay, we'll talk about it when we get it to
Okay.
Ben's turn then.
Sounds
okay.
good.
So Jordan, you're number 4.
So my number 4 was Jim Carrey, so we'll punt it to when
Yeah.
Ben comes around.
50, you're number 4.
Okay, so I didn't even get a chance to take a break. I have a feeling that my number 4 is going to get punted. Also, the late great Robin Williams.
Punt.
Punt.
I know it.
Yeah, he's not on my list, but
Fuck you, it's not on your list. No, I'm kidding.
but he's definitely hilarious. I love me some
Wait till you see the rest of my list.
Robin
That's all.
Williams,
Fair
especially
enough.
his stand-up. I'm huge on his stand-up.
Dude. Well, we'll wax poetic about Robin Williams. Don't
Yeah,
you
okay.
worry. All right, Ben, what's your number 4?
We were talking about him briefly. Chris Rock.
Not on my list.
Not on mine. But
Talk about him. He's funny. I love him in stand-up. No. His stand-up, I love him in movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my favorite movies he's done is Down to Earth.
yes, I freaking love Down to Earth. It was a great movie.
Never seen it.
He's like taka wood y'all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I love him when he's interacting with all his SNL people. Adam Sandler growing up. Yeah, he's a great host too.
Mm-hmm.
Really, what else can I say?
One of my favorite roles of his is as Buttermaker. No, what is it? Buttermaker in The Longest Yard? Is this?
Yeah.
oh yeah. Uh-huh.
I love. I know people shit on that movie, but it is funny.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
And he's one of the gold standards when it comes to doing jokes about race. Like he's pretty much the gold standard.
him and Chappelle.
Yeah, right. Yep. Those two.
And I love his guest knowing spot on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh really?
Didn't know he was on there.
Who did he play? I forget.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He played somebody's sister.
What?
What?
Oh.
Okay, I gotta look this up. Chris
On
Rock.
one hand, I'm surprised, but on the other hand, I'm not so much surprised. So,
If I remember correctly, Will had a meeting with a business, with a TV executive, and then TV executive had a sister that Will had to smooth.
Oh.
Yeah, he plays both. He plays the sister and the brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay then. Things people will do for money.
Different era. That would not fly today.
Yeah.
Oh,
It would. It would.
Yeah, I think it would.
It would
Yeah.
if it's done correctly.
Yeah. But another movie of Chris Rock that I love.
It'd be funny if it's done correctly.
Yep.
yeah, especially since he did both the sister and the brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
If it was just him playing the sister, yes, one fly. But because he's playing dual roles,
Okay.
But yeah, one of the other movies of his that I love, the movie Beverly Hills Ninja, when he's with Chris Rock. I mean, sorry, Chris Farley.
That's right.
The other Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those two together are like awesome. Yeah. Two great Chris's.
yeah. Well, okay. Well, we might as well just hop into my number 4 because speaking of Beverly Hills Ninja, my number 4 is Chris Farley.
That is a punt. That's a major punt.
I haven't been able to talk about one of my guys yet. Awesome.
Sorry.
No, it's fine with me. Okay, what is your number 3 then? We're fucking zooming.
Right, we're zooming. So my number 3 was Adam Sandler. Are we good to talk about him yet, or is he higher
Well,
on someone's list?
I don't have him. Ben, you see, he was your number 5, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
talked about him.
Yeah,
All
let's go.
right.
Well, all right, no, re-imprint it, right.
Yeah, right. So Adam Sandler, I remember when I was introduced to him, like I was like instantly hooked on him. I looked up everything that he's ever done. I watched it all. I showed it to all my younger siblings that are way too young to watch an Adam Sandler movie. I showed them to when they were like 3, 4, and 5 years old, showing them Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and stuff with all the language.
I saw those movies.
Yeah, so so a lot of their childhood memories is just their older brother showing them all these Adam Sandler movies. But probably my favorite Adam Sandler movie has got to be Billy Madison. Like that's hands down. Like I don't know. Like I just love that that character, just the whole story. Because for me, like for the most part, I love Adam Sandler when he's doing goofy characters. That's just me. Except for Jack and Jill. I hate that movie. That's the only one I can't stand. But but besides that though, and also too, I want to show a little something. So I didn't get a chance to actually meet Adam Sandler, but I did meet Rob Schneider and Nick Swardson at a Comic-Con. So I have this signed poster that has all of their signatures from their stand-up tour. And Rob Schneider was absolutely hilarious in person. He even did the you can do it. He did all that and stuff. So
yeah, he is pretty funny. I prefer him as a supporting more than I so as a lead. But
yeah, right.
He doesn't work as a lead.
No.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Case in point, my favorite Adam Sandler movie is Grown Ups. And
Oh,
he
nice.
is hysterical in that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? That's your favorite out of all?
Adam Sandler? Yeah.
Wow.
What about you, Ben?
It's the one I relate to the most.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that's fair.
You're a grown up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie, Ben?
I think it has to be Happy Gilmore. I mean,
Right.
yeah. I loved it's just the one that made me laughable.
For years, that was my favorite.
What's his name? From Greece, too.
Christopher McDonald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the best comedic villains.
Yeah. And I love how you use Grease 2 as an example of one of his movies. That makes my day.
Yeah, I would have used some
Yeah.
like pretty obscure. I would have been like Leave It to Beaver, that guy, in that movie.
More obscure, I'd say.
Oh, Flubber? That guy?
Yeah, right. But yeah, like I feel like Happy Gilmore has some of the most quotable lines though. He's like, "Are you too good for your home ball? You too good? Answer me."
Yeah, no, 100%. Like for years, that was my number one. But it's just as I've gotten older, I found Grown Ups more relatable, and that's my type of humor nowadays. You just busting your friends' balls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're all friends in real life, so the chemistry's already there.
I don't think about Grown Ups to me. To me, it feels more like an SNL reunion than an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's great. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great.
Modern Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? If we were to, who the fuck is Scooter?
Scooter? I don't know.
Who's Scooter?
Don't know.
I'm not seeing anything.
Anyways, kicked him. No, like if we're going to Adam Sandler, like he's the star of the movie. Yeah, hands down, Happy Gilmore. But I'm talking about movie that he's in and he's a major role in altogether is Grown Ups.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, like growing up loving Adam Sandler so much, I feel like all the adults in my life hated Adam Sandler. Like my parents didn't like him, and they thought he was too vulgar. My grandparents thought he was way too vulgar. But the one movie that I actually did get in to with my dad, he was a huge fan of The Wedding Singer. Like that. Oh, that's actually Adam Sandler movie that's
up there too.
That he loves. So yeah, The Wedding Singer is awesome. And then to just mention just a few kind of outside picks that I really like. So 50 First Dates, that's one that's like big for me and my wife. Like it was one of the last things that we saw together before we kind of lost contact for about 10 years. And so we always think back to that moment. And then we ended up getting back in contact and we got married. So we always think of that little group date to 50 First Dates. And then also too, I also enjoy Mr. Deeds. That's a good one. Just Go With It. Airheads, one of his earlier ones. And then Little Nicky. And then also, I actually really liked his most current one, Hubie Halloween. Like I wouldn't say that I just liked it. I would say that I loved it. I thought it was like great. Like it had so many callbacks to so many different Adam Sandler movies. You even had Ben Stiller reprising the warden role and like I just really liked it. Like I thought that it was done super well. But it was Adam Sandler being super goofy, but this time it actually worked. Let's
not forget 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yep, one of the few Hanukkah movies I've ever seen.
Right, yeah, for all our Jewish friends.
Yeah.
Right?
What about you, 50? What is your thoughts on Adam Sandler?
I'm surprised nobody's mentioned my favorite Adam Sandler movie yet. Click.
That's another good one. That is a good one.
I love that movie, and it really kind of hinges on the line between goofy Adam Sandler movie and heartfelt.
Yeah, which dramatic, you really get when things start going to shit for him. Yeah.
And it's a movie with an important life lesson. What would you guys do if you had that remote?
I don't know, man. But you're right on the important life lesson, man. It's like you should appreciate what's in front of you, not what's ahead
of you. Also, I gotta say this: as an Israeli, I get beat up in the streets if I say that I didn't like "Don't Mess with the Zohan."
Really? You get beat up for that?
Well, but I mean, it's kind of a thing that you live in Israel, you have to allow that movie. And technically, I didn't finish it. I watched half of it, but I enjoyed myself the first half that I watched it. I don't know why I didn't went back and see it.
Don't remember much about it, other than that weird kick that he does.
All I remember about Don't Mess with the Zohan, to me, it's like Sacha Baron Cohen, one of his characters, mixed with like Superman, which is a really weird combination if you think about it.
So it's like a Sacha Baron Cohen character mixed with Hancock, the Will Smith movie.
Yeah, right.
Like that. Also, by the way, the guy that kind of becomes his friend when he travels to New York, the little guy that follows him around, that's Ido Museri. He's the Israeli voice of SpongeBob.
Oh wow! Okay. I would actually wouldn't mind seeing that, like what he sounds like in Israeli, and that'd be kind of interesting to see.
Israeli language, but okay, I'll send it to you later.
I probably still won't like the show.
Oh, you're not a fan, huh?
I don't like SpongeBob.
Oh man,
it's fucking annoying.
Especially earlier SpongeBob, like the first 2-3 seasons, I devour all that stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just recently watched. Did you guys watch the new SpongeBob movie that came out this year?
No, I want to see it.
I watched it recently. My favorite movie of the year.
Really?
It's like they took what I love about the first few seasons of SpongeBob, not the crap that came after it, but the first few things that I fell in love with, and they just brought it back. And it really was. It was a love letter to the original creator, Steven Hellenberg, who passed away 2 years ago. Passed out about a week or two, maybe even a month after Schnepp.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I wanted to see it for the Keanu Reeves cameo, where he's like, "I'm a sage," and then it showed like a sage, like a sage bush, like blowing through the wind or something. I'm a wise old sage.
The thing about those movies is the fucking David Hasselhoff. Which have you ever seen what it looks like in real life? That's creepy.
That is creepy. Oh yeah, right.
And maybe I am a sage. So it works out pretty great.
Yep. Yeah.
By the way, that same scene had that follow up to what Keanu Reeves says. It's not a spoiler because it was in the trailers, but it's my favorite line in any movie of this year, and it was Patrick saying, "My name is Patrick. It means toaster in Celtic."
There you go.
And Keanu Reeves just looks at him and says, "Pretty sure it doesn't."
Voiced by the actor who plays Marshall's dad in How I Met Your Mother.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Same actor.
Good name. He's Bill Fagerback or Flackerbless or
something something along those lines.
Yeah. Still continuing this weird tangent is that so in America, the SpongeBob movie was released right as COVID hit and all the movie theaters shut down. So
it was in theaters in my town.
Yeah, so like it wasn't really widely released in the United States, but I saw that it was all over Canada, it was all over some other countries, but like in the US, it never really like got released. It kind of got skipped over. I don't know. It was like a really weird timing for it.
Yeah,
it showed up on Netflix in Israel like a couple of weeks ago. That's when I got to, and when I said, "Okay, finally something new to watch."
Yep.
Nice. All right, 50. You're number 3.
Okay, this ends this round of punting by me because all of my number 1, 2, and 3 all Israelis. And that was one of the things that I was kind of worried about when I heard Jordan mention the topic last week. I was like, oh boy, they are not going to know any of my guys. But also, I kind of know all of my picks are men, but I guess that's just the way I go. My number 3 is, I don't even know how to say his name, but his name in Hebrew is Yonatan Barak, or in English, Jonathan Barak.
Punt.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
That's a total punt.
Eternal punt. Yeah.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting to do that this episode.
You've been waiting to talk about one of your picks this episode for a very long time.
I know. Fuck.
That's one of the things that kind of saved me is that none of you guys know any of my picks. But anyways, Jonathan Barak, relatively newcomer, and I use the word relatively because is it like 10 years or something like that? But in the whole realm of Israeli comedians, especially compared to some of the other ones I have on my list, he's the newest one, minus my honorable mention. But he is a really funny dude. He's just like me. He comes from an Argentinic background. His father is Argentinic, and a lot of kind of the jokes that he has about Argentine people really speak to me because that's pretty much my childhood. I grew up with my Argentinic grandparents, and so whenever they start talking to each other, it kind of sounds like feels like a telenovela, and that's how he kind of portrays his father in his comedy sketches. But by the way, when I was still in the army, he actually got to perform in my base twice on 2 different occasions. Once in Purim, and another time when we finished some big event thing. But he's great. And the Purim one was the one that really kind of hurt me because I was there for the majority of his show, and I kind of had to leave in the last like 10 or 15 minutes because I had guard duty that night, which really sucked because I really wanted to finish the thing, but the post was on the other side of the base, so I kind of had to walk all the way over there. So I unfortunately I had to leave in the middle, and the guy that actually performed before him, Dudu Erez, didn't make my list, but another greatly funny guy. He was just standing outside. So before I went to my post, I just stood around, talked to him, a really nice guy, and I shook his hand back when shaking hands was still allowed. I started going to my my post. When I had the vest and the helmet and the weapon and everything, and the one thing I heard was like, "Your name's not Jessica," and I heard the crowd erupting in laughter immediately after that, and I missed that because that's all I heard from the joke, and I still to this day haven't heard the full joke, which bugs the hell out of me. But anyways, right after that, I believe that was the last joke of the night, and everyone started coming in and was like, "Well, screw it." I went back and I walked up to him, still with the vest and the weapon and everything, and I had to shake his hand, and tell him what he did a great job, and he really enjoyed it. He loved it. He shook my hand back, and he was a great guy.
Right on.
Yeah, I did actually have something prepared. That's what I tested in the screen share earlier.
Oh, okay, this is the one. Okay.
Okay, so after immediately after Jordan, by the way, if you don't remember, I wasn't on the show last week. I only heard it afterwards. But after I finished listening to last week's show, his name immediately came to mind, and I had to look up one of his most famous shows. It's called Taim Vematok.
Okay.
In Hebrew, it translates to tasty and sweet.
Mm.
And there's a reason for that. And basically, it was an hour and 40-minute show, I believe. And he basically talks about how he learned to stop smoking by doing drugs. And he goes into this whole story about how he had to stop doing drugs. And he had this best friend, Philip, who was afraid of flights. And he said, "Well, the doctor told you have to stop the drugs. I'm still afraid of flights. Why don't we kill two birds with one stone? How about you and me get all the guys together? We fly to Amsterdam and do every single kind of drug imaginable." And that's basically the entire show. He's just telling experiences of what. Obviously, there's no way of knowing if what he's saying really happened. But still, it's a really funny show. And at one point, he talks about taking a mushroom.
Oh God!
You ever tried a mushroom? Anyway, and he took a mushroom, and the climax of the whole event, the part that the show is named after, Tasty and Sweet, Taim Vematok. Him and his friend Philip walked past a donut shop, and one of the donuts starts to talk to him. Okay. He's talking
It's always
to
fun.
He's like, and he's like, I know him. He's a friend of mine. She's talking about his best friend. He was like, no, you're not. Philip never mentioned him knowing talking donut. And it was like he walks up to Philip and he's like, "Hey Philip, do you know this donut?" "Of course I know the donut." He was playing with him.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh yeah, if you know the donut, what's her name?" "Donatella." Donatella's the donut.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. He never mentioned knowing the talking donut. He was like, "Oh, no worries, he's gonna buy you a donut soon." He was like, "No, he's not gonna buy me a donut." "No, of course not. I gotta sing the song first." And he was like, "What song?" And he's like, "What song?" And he starts putting this, according to him, this musical called "Philip Will Buy You a Donut," the musical. And it was this one song on repeat, which was a remix of "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme" by ABBA. And the entire song, remember when I said the name of the show is called Tasty and Sweet?
Yeah.
Taim Vematok. The entire show is all the donuts singing "Ze taim vematok, ze matok v'taim, ze taim vematok, ze matok v'ze gam taim, ze taim v'matok," and they start singing it on a loop, and then Donatella shows up with a dress, and she's going like, Philip will buy you a donut. You got Philip, he's got donuts to give. Ze taim v'matok. Obviously, I translated it. And that's I'm gonna go over to the share screen because you gotta see him doing it on screen because I can't possibly do it any justice. Okay, can you guys see him now?
Yep.
Okay, Here we go.
אם אתה והדונלד מכירים, איך קוראים לדונט? ובלי למצמץ. פיליפ הסתכל עליי ואמר לי, דונטלה. דונטלה הדונט. אני מסתובב דונט.
Okay, now let's go. Okay.
שומע מה היא אומרת, אתה הולך לקנות לי דונט.
Here we go.
אמרתי לה, איזה שיר?
Philip will buy you a donut.
איזה שיר.
The musical. Here we go.
ואז דונטלה והחברות הדונט שלה העלו לכבודי מחזמר. מדהים.
You can see the donut in the
מדהים
background.
ומושקע שקוראים לו פיליפ יקנה לך דונט המחזמר. הוא מורכב רק משיר אחד שחוזר בריפיט. והדונט כתבו במיוחד בשבילי על המוזיקה של Give me, give me, give me של להקת אבא השוודית. זה מתחיל בשורת מקהלה של דונט שעומדות כאן ושרות. זה טעים ומתוק. זה מתוק וזה גם טעים. זה טעים ומתוק. זה מתוק וטעים. זה טעים ומתוק. זה מתוק וזה גם טעים. זה טעים ומתוק. זה מתוק וטעים. וממשיכות לשיר את זה בלוב. זה טעים ומתוק. זה מתוק וזה גם טעים. ואז דונטלה יוצאת החוצה בשמלת פייטים מהממת. ומתחילה לשיר את החלק של הסולנית בשיר, הם שרים זה טעים ומתוק, והיא יוצאת החוצה, והיא שרה פיליפ, 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 יקנה לך דונט, תדבר עם פיליפ, יש לו דונט לתת, זה טעים ומתוק, זה מתוק, וזה גם טעים, זה טעים ומתוק, ואני עומד שם כזה, יואו פיליפ, איזה נאמבר! איך אני שמח שהלכנו לזה ולא לאריאנה גרנדה!
Okay, I didn't understand a word he said, but based on your translation, I was able to follow along, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was very
At the
funny.
end, he said, "Yo, Philip, what a number!" we didn't go to Ariana Grande because earlier in the show he kind of mentions that his friends bought tickets to Ariana Grande, and him and Philip decided not to go because they have taste in music.
Yeah, ABBA is definitely better than Ariana Grande. I will say it here.
Also, one final thing that after that he buys him a donut and he eats it and he wants to have another donut. Then he comes to the realization that everyone is only allowed to have one donut per person per lifetime. So he asks Philip to buy a donut for himself and give it to him. Then Philip is just talking to the saleswoman, and he's like, "Yo, he sold me out to the donuts!" And he runs away and he kind of runs into one of his friends who brought his wife, and they kind of convinced his friend to have too many brownies that day, so she kind of hated him for what he did to her. And he was like, "You ruined my trip to Amsterdam. I thought we were gonna go to see some museums. I thought we were gonna go to see Anne Frank's house." And he was like, "You're a genius. Anne Frank's house. They'll never think to look twice in that place." He hides there for like 3 days, and that's basically where he spent his entire weekend in Amsterdam. And then when it's finally time to get back on the plane back to Israel, Philip is running around looking for him, and he walks past Anne Frank's house and he was like, and he's hearing Philip saying, and he answers him, and then he was like, "What a catchy song. It's a good thing the Nazis didn't have it."
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
That's one thing that wasn't in that clip that I just shared. But yeah, I'm now going to have that song stuck in my head all day.
Yeah, it was when I was watching the video. It was "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight" was playing in my head.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Fun little fact: my high school actually did that musical a couple years ago, and unfortunately, I couldn't be in the orchestra pit because it is a rock band pit, so there's no saxophones.
Oh man, saxophones are a part of a rock band. Come on.
Yeah, not. Don't get me started on that. All right, Ben, you're number 3.
Well, it was present before. Hopefully, it won't be present again. Jim Carrey.
That's my number 4, so I'm down to talk about.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Yes.
I mean, Matt, you're lucky you're from the same country as Jim Carrey.
Fucking A.
Yep.
It's so freaking funny.
So good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen his stand-up, but I got him back.
Oh, really? His stand-up is good.
Yeah, I never understand his stand-up either.
I haven't seen any stand-up.
But every movie he does makes me laugh in some way. So I even like the bad movies he's in.
Yeah. Oh, for
The
sure.
Mask, Number, Ace Ventura, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Hell, I even like Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh,
And that
yeah. I love that.
movie,
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
same.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know which personality I like more, Charlie or Hank, but both of them just crack me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even like the Grinch.
He was good in the
Yeah, that
Grinch.
was good.
I'm a big fan of The Majestic. That was his first drama role.
That's the one I haven't seen.
That is.
Oh,
Oh, I
it's
love the
good.
Majestic. Yeah, the
It's kind of
Majestic's
maple syrupy, if you know what I mean. But when I say
Yeah.
that, but I enjoyed very well. What other? Oh, I loved him in Kick-Ass too.
good. Oh,
me
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Where
love
he
him
goes
in
to fight
the.
the wiener. Ugh.
I love him in the Truman Show.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's a
And
classic.
another one I haven't seen. It's on my list, and everybody says it's great. Eternal Spotlight on the Sunshine Mind.
Oh, it is
Alright.
good. It's a hard,
Yeah.
film, but it's good.
That's what I hear. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
I hear too.
Yeah, the movie was very meta. I remember watching it and I'm like, I don't know if this is like, I don't know, this is pretty different for Jim Carrey, like kind of off the path. So you kind of have to go in with that kind of mindset because at first I didn't really like it, but then the more that I watched of it, I actually like started to appreciate it.
So I have 3 things I wanted to highlight because he was my number 5. 2 of them are from the same movie, but the first one was in Dumb and Dumber, and this line was improvised. We landed on the moon? No
Yeah.
way!
That's the best.
Totally improvised.
No.
Awesome.
Down in the lobby bar.
Yeah. And the other 2 are from Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. The first one is when he gets into that fight with the little pygmy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best. I
The
love it.
last one is this.
Oh my god. My head is
Hard to
hurting.
watch.
Yeah, I love that. This is actually this is off Etsy, so apparently you can buy this.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
They're like, look, mommy,
Try
another
this.
rhino's giving birth.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that's so good.
Jim Carrey is so funny. So funny.
Yeah, we actually watched Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls yesterday, me and my wife, and that movie is just so good. Especially the whole chitty chitty bang bang. That whole scene was actually improvised. He just did it all on the spot.
Everyone loves. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it was right there.
Yeah.
Come on, that's got to be some kind of record though.
Or-
Right? Honk, 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 honk. Hi-ho, Silver, away. There's like there's so many awesome lines.
Hey, I know who you are. You're a Monopoly guy. You're
Yeah.
not that
Yeah.
old. You're not collecting $200.
Yeah.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
Ah,
Maybe you'd like to try some furs made from the fur of some defenseless baby seals.
Or when he goes into the cave to get the
Yeah,
bat.
right. Yeah.
About him all night,
Yep.
all day for you guys.
I could quote Jim Carrey lines forever. I've probably seen Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber at least 50 times each. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot. And then also me, myself, and Irene. Like my favorite scene though, it is when he's like price check on Vegiclean. Price check.
Yeah.
He's like, we got someone here with a full-on fallopian fungus. She's baking some bread in the oven, and it's a sourdough. It's like, wow.
That's an underrated Jim Carrey movie, and I also want to throw a shout out to Yes Man,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
classic.
especially the Red Bull scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
How,
also the scene at the end where he's on the motorcycle and he
Fuck
pops
ass
a wheelie in the hospital again. You can see his butt hanging out.
how about the Liar bloopers?
Yes, Lilar bloopers,
yeah,
best bloopers ever.
Goose.
Yeah,
Hang over actor. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That movie introduced me to the meaning Seattle Slew.
Yeah.
Which
the pen is blue. The pen is blue. The damn
Yeah.
pen is blue.
The color of the pen that I hold in my hand.
Yeah.
Everybody's so nice. Well, this guy's got big jogs. I mean, I want to squeeze him.
Yeah, right.
Your boobs are huge. I mean, I want to squeeze him.
I mean, yeah.
Or the first time
mama.
the very first time that the thing clicks in is when he's sleeping with his boss, and he's like, "Nice,
I've
better."
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've had better.
He's
Yeah.
bucking his teeth. He's like, I had better.
Yeah, right.
I think
We can't-
that might be my favorite Jim Carrey movie.
It's up there.
It's
Yeah.
just like
We
Click.
can't forget.
It's a funny comedy, but it's also heartfelt.
Oh yeah.
And I love it when movies can do that.
I'm pretty on the same level as the Resident Singer. Those two, probably are the best movies of their prospective actors. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't forget the claw.
Yeah, the
Nobody
Claw.
can stop the claw. Oh, it's the claw's only weakness. Sub-zero temperatures. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, but like one of the most fun things I like to do is to watch all of Jim Carrey's appearances on late night talk shows. He has some of the most hilarious just like scenes from when he's been on like any talk show. You just name any late night talk show and like he's gonna be freaking hilarious on it. He's just over the top. He'll like run out to the audience. He'll just do crazy over the top things.
Yeah.
Which we're doing a lot of physical humor, flopping around and like jumping up and down and talking out his butt. He even has that from Ace Ventura, like all that stuff.
Before we end, let's not forget he was really good in Sonic.
Oh yeah, he was actually really good.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic?
Sorry, what was that? 50?
I was about to mention it. Did anybody see Sonic?
Yeah, I think it was the last movie I saw in theaters. Actually.
I saw it on my TV.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
Sonic's in my top 5 favorite movies of the year. I actually saw Sonic twice in theaters. Like,
Yeah.
like I actually really enjoyed it.
It was. I was pleasantly surprised by that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I had a similar reaction, actually an opposite reaction, because I was so excited for Detective Pikachu. It wasn't the Pokemon movie that I wanted to see, but it was still good. So I still left a little bit disappointed. I had very low expectations for Sonic,
Mhm.
and it actually ended up being better than what I thought it was. So somehow, in this weird world, I kind of like Sonic more than Detective Pikachu. But I still like
I'm right with you, 50. And
Yep,
I still
same
haven't
here.
seen Pikachu.
And
Yeah, I think-
one other thing about Jim Carrey, he was on Saturday Night Live a few years ago, and one of us seen him with a Carrey family reunion.
Yes, I freaking
Yeah,
love that.
that was good.
That was good. Where they're doing all the characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love the ending. I don't want to spoil for anybody who hasn't seen it, but that Simpson cameo killed me.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Killed me.
I think I know
Sonic,
what
right?
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, speaking of the Saturday Night Live too, is like one of my favorite things is when he recreates the entire chandelier music video from Sia. He actually has the full on tutu and the tights. He does the whole entire dance, but not only does he do the dance, he does it throughout the whole entire studio from Saturday Night Live. He goes like backstage, he goes like through the crowd, he goes everywhere. He goes to like different sets, and he's doing the entire dance like point for point. Like it's just so good. If you haven't seen the Jim Carrey doing the Sia dance, it is hilarious.
Speaking of Saturday Night Live, my number 3 is a 1-season cast member,
Okay.
Billy Crystal.
Okay.
Oh damn, he's good.
I love Billy Crystal. His stand-up is really good. I highly recommend if you to check out his one-man show he did called 700 Sundays. It's about him growing up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear that's good.
Yeah, it's so good. But I want to highlight City Slickers because it's my favorite movie of his, and also my favorite part of The Princess Bride, Miracle Max.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yep.
Yeah.
I love that.
He only mostly did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a good ELT sandwich.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, Billy Crystal is so funny. I want to give a shout out to also the movie Mr. Saturday Night. It's a very underrated movie of his in the 90s.
Yeah, I even like the movie City Slickers. He's pretty good in that too.
Oh, City Slickers, like I said, is my favorite Billy Crystal movie.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And
Classic.
of course, When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah,
Yep.
and don't forget about that. That's mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually got a chance to actually see When Harry Met Sally on the big screen because I was working at a movie theater and they replayed it, and it's my first time ever seeing it. So my first experience of When Harry Met Sally was on the big screen. So that was a cool moment.
That was a movie I came to really late. I watched it for the first time just earlier this year.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Yeah, and still gives me chills every time I hear it.
Yeah, like there's like some of the like greatest writing in that
sure.
movie. That like dialogue's just like amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's how one writer for you.
Yep. That makes sense. Princess Bride. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I can't speak any more highly of Billy Crystal. He's a national treasure, and him and Robin Williams, who we will be getting to in a bit, their chemistry together, so good. Good. And let's not forget his farewell to Robin Williams at the Emmys that year.
Oh yeah.
Whoops, one of the two.
What did you guys think of that one movie they made together, Father's Day?
It was okay. I prefer, honestly, their
I never
cameo
seen
in
it.
Friends.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's
Billy.
one of the best celebrity cameos in any sitcom.
Yep.
Yeah, it's if it's not number one, it's like number two. For sure.
It's up there.
Right, yeah, and I think Billy Crystal might be the best Oscar host like we've almost ever had.
Oh, easily.
Like
Hands down.
yeah,
So much
yeah,
effort.
like he killed it.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
he also- Wasn't he also Mike Wazowski?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
Wazowski.
If I know it's done by this podcast was done by a guy who, kind of had his own Me Too thing, but if you ever get a chance to listen to the Nerdist episode with Billy Crystal after Robin Williams passed away, highly recommend it. He talks about that
I love
time.
the Nerdist.
Have you guys seen that movie? Oh, what is it called? It was with Billy Crystal, Bette Midler, and Marissa Tomei.
Parental Guidance. I was
Yeah.
going to bring it up. That is a very good, sneakily funny, underrated.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think too that like Billy Crystal might be one of the people that actually helped save Saturday Night Live in the '80s because you had
That's why they brought him on. Yeah.
you had Eddie Murphy, but like he's pretty much carrying it. But then there's a time like right after Eddie Murphy left that they're thinking of actually canceling Saturday Night Live, and then they brought him on. They brought in, and I think if I'm not correct, I want to say Martin Short was on there for a little bit,
Yep.
and then
I think it was the same season. So was Christopher
Yeah.
Guest.
yeah, they went with a bunch of stand-up comedians, and it actually worked.
How long was Artie and Jay on it?
Well, it was the same year, and it was one season.
Yeah, it was just one season, so that was kind of like an odd year. It was like the late '80s, kind of
Yeah.
like '80s. Like 6 or 7.
His
something
is
like that.
one actor biography I really recommend reading, and he actually talks about that year and why he was brought on. Because he actually auditioned to be on the original season, but he just lost out.
Oh,
I
jeez.
wonder who he lost out to.
I can't remember. But I highly recommend reading his book, Still Standing. It's so funny, especially when he starts, making jokes about old age.
Nice.
Yeah, I love listening to this movie.
Me too. Okay, Jordan.
I'm gonna call the Brute Squad. I'm on the Brute Squad. You are the Brute Squad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Ah, my eye.
Yep.
Have fun storming the castle.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, for
Do it
sure.
feel like a miracle.
Yeah. He's mostly dead.
Yep.
All right. What's your number 2, Jordan?
So my number 2 is actually a little bit of a hero of mine, especially for a comedy. It's just someone that I'm sure is not going to be in anybody else's list, but for whatever reason, I just kind of like got super attached to him, and I've watched him from the very beginning all the way through what he's doing now, and that's actually Conan O'Brien.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so for me, I think he's the greatest stand-up. The greatest late-night host that's ever lived. Yes, I know there's a lot of controversy between like David Letterman, Johnny Carson. I think Conan is just the best, and he makes me laugh because he just goes out and he says everyday things, just like random things out of the blue. But when he says it's like absolutely hilarious. Where as if me or you were to say it, probably wouldn't be that all that funny. But when he says it, it's like hilarious. Like I don't know how he does it. He actually has a podcast that's called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend that I listen to all the time, and he had someone. I want to say there's Kevin Hart that he had on, and he was asking Kevin Hart how he was doing with with COVID and everything. And then Kevin Hart asked him, and he's like, like it's really aged me. I mean, look at my hair. Like, if you see Conan O'Brien's hair now, he's let it grow out super long, so he can't really do the like classic pompadour that he usually does. And he says, yeah, people are telling me that I look like a 75-year-old Armenian woman or something. I'm just like, okay. Like, if you look at his face, that's almost like kind of true. Just funny.
Favorite moments of his was when he used to do the Late Show after Leno, and I don't know if you remember the bit where the Walker Texas Ranger bit that he used to do.
Yes.
Where he had this thing because Universal.
He had the lever, didn't he? Pull the lever.
Yeah, with the lever. And so I think NBC Universal had the rights to Walker Texas Ranger at the time anyway. So he would do this bit where he would pull this lever and a random clip would play. And the one that always sticks out of my mind is he does that, and it's a clip of this little kid. He's like standing high in a bookcase, and there's an adult underneath him saying, don't worry, I'll catch you. The kid's like, are you sure? He's like, yes, I'm here, I will catch you. So he lets go, and as he's falling, the adult steps out of the way, and the kid hits the floor. And it comes back to Conan, and he's like, what was that?
Yeah, right. What just happened? Yeah, and like if you want to know like kind of how far my Conan obsession goes, so I brought some of my little memorabilia. Actually, I'm going to start with my little tiny pop figure. That's my little Conan that I got. That actually came in a cereal box prize. So this is Conan cereal here. So I got some Super Conan O's. Yep.
Funny. I never saw that up.
Yeah, and then I have even more pop figures. I just brought out some. This is the Armenian Conan here. So I got that one. I got Conan as the luchador here.
Wow, I didn't realize that there were so many Conan
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
And then there's we have the barbarian Conan here. So usually I always take my pop figures out of the box. I just haven't really gotten around to these ones yet because for my number one, I have another pop figure that's going to be out of the box. I'm going to show you, but anyways, like my favorite thing though is like anytime Conan does any kind of a remote segment where he's just out doing something, it's just like the best. They could seriously do an entire show. He has the series Conan Without Borders where he's visited so many countries. So I actually have a list of actually most of them. So he's visited Israel, Germany, Japan, Australia, Cuba, Finland, Mexico. He visited Ghana, Greenland, Qatar. He's visited Ireland, of course, like multiple times because he's Irish. He's visited England, so like he's visited Italy, like so many different countries, and like all of the segments that he does are just laugh out loud hilarious. He just goes around just like talking to random people on the street, visiting random places that are associated with the culture of that country, and like it's just like hilarity.
Very Borat style.
Very Borat style, and also I love when he does remotes with this. I don't know what you would even call him, like a production guy, Jordan Schlansky, because he's like the most annoying, kind of repulsive kind of guy, like on the outside, but like he just loves making fun of him and just kind of just like having him do all kinds of crazy like stuff.
Let's not forget his bit where he would play video games.
Oh yeah, the Clueless Gamer. Yeah,
Clueless Gamer was fucking funny.
Yeah, he's done that with a lot of celebrities. He's had guys with like Bill Hader, on like Elijah Wood, Ron Funches, Peter Dinklage, Billy Eichner, Will Arnett, Wiz Khalifa was even on one. Like, like he's just like so funny. And one of my goals in life actually is to go see a taping of the Conan O'Brien show, which I got to be quick because actually he just barely announced just the other day that he's retiring from his show. So he's going to film until the end of 2021, and then he's going to move over to HBO. So he's still going to be around, but he's going to have a variety show over on HBO. So, I mean,
I think he's better suited for him at this point.
Yeah. Cause like for him, like I would watch anything that he does. I would follow him to the moon and back. Like if I could meet him, like literally I'd probably break down in tears. Cause not only is he hilarious, like just the way that he handled the whole entire debacle with the Tonight Show. Like
for sure.
He handled it with so much class. When you see Jay Leno, he was making jokes. He was getting pissed off. He was complaining that the whole entire time, like it's not fair, it's not right because Jay Leno gave him the reins to the Tonight Show, and then he took it back from him. And so it's like this, and they made him sign a contract that he wasn't able to do any kind of late night TV for 1 year he couldn't. So like he had to wait an entire year to be able to. So he pretty much had to put his whole entire career on a hold. But one of my favorite things, if you go onto YouTube and you look up the speech that he gives when he actually talks about so it's his final night on the Tonight Show. Like he just talks about like just being like super grateful for everything he's been given, and like how like he just hates people that have cynicism. He just wants to stay positive. He actually he gave his like congratulations, for lack of a better word, to Jay Leno for being able to come back to his show, and then he just handled it super well. I thought they had a lot of class, and also like it's kind of a publicized thing now, but he went to Harvard, so like he's like super super smart. Like he's a really smart guy, and like if you notice too, he also never talks about politics. He doesn't want to get into that kind of stuff. You just watch his show, and it's just comedy. Like it's just like because like one of the things that I can't stand. So it's a comedian, Jimmy Kimmel. I used to love him, but like all he ever does is just like do Trump bashing all day long. And I don't want to get into politics here, but like that's all he does every single show.
Been going back since before we were born, so that's nothing new.
Yeah, so like I'm just kind of like Conan doesn't do any of that, and so like that's one more reason why I'm a huge fan of his. And so hopefully one day I'll get to either meet him or go on a show or like whatever. But like hopefully I'm not going to turn him into those crazy stalker people that like stalks him and just like tried to get an autograph or a picture at a really awkward time. I don't want to be that crazy, but I definitely want to meet him someday. That's on my bucket list.
Okay, so the last thing about Conan O'Brien before we go on to the next person, he spent 1 year as a writer of The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Manuel.
The most famous episode that he's credited with is Marge versus the Monorail.
Yep, he wrote that. He also wrote on on Saturday Night Live. That's where he got his start.
Before that, yeah.
So
And Jordan, I hate to tell you this, I actually got to go to a taping of Conan.
Really, you got to go to a taping?
Yeah.
No way, I'm so freaking jealous. Oh, no way. Was it like? It was like super fun. I imagine it like it was just hilarious the whole time.
And I actually got to meet what's his name? The mama.
Oh, really?
The
Oh man, that is awesome. I'm super jealous.
If I can just hijack the conversation for a second there, I've got something that I want to share. Hold on.
Yeah.
Where is it? There it is. This is something that just randomly showed up on one of my recommendations a while ago.
I remember this.
DuckTales movie. Like, I would not have come over.
What is this?
We wouldn't have been friends. You would have had to have Saved by the Bell on. I could not have watched DuckTales.
I love it when he did this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I just realized I could just be over here making a sandwich. I wish I had these. Yeah, I wish I had bread. I just hear
No, I would have. I would have made it come over. I just would have brought the Walkman. What did this week And I'm like, Walkman? He likes cartoons.
I have a name. The show is called Conan. It's on the mugs, for God's sake. Jesus Christ, it's right on everything we can think of. Call that guy over there.
Conan.
Call that guy.
Talk about this later.
All right, I gotta plug this.
I didn't touch your boob.
Roll that back. I didn't see that. Roll it back. Roll it back.
Oh, so funny.
So good. I love it.
National treasure.
Yeah, and also they announced that they're still going to show Conan Without Borders. He's still going to do those segments, and they're going to air on TBS. So I'll be looking forward to that.
All right. 50.
Did any of you guys play any of the Lego games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Lego Batman 3.
Okay.
Yeah, he played a villain, didn't he?
No, he was a random character who just showed up and just gives you hints.
Really?
That's right. Yeah.
What?
Maybe
I haven't played the third one.
That game had 4 major cameos, which were really just straight up characters, but it was Adam West, Kevin Smith, Conan O'Brien, and Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I have to play that game.
I have to go back and replay that. I love that game.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna play that.
Who's seen the Dark Knight Returns? The movie.
Yeah, I have. He played the comic book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, 50. What is your number 2?
I was looking up a good clip of this guy, but apparently I can't find him. It's another Israeli stand-up comedian, another one that I got to be on one of his shows.
Oh.
His name is Shalom Asayag.
All right.
Okay, no punt.
No, not this time.
That
Not
joke.
this time. Actually, my punt.
Shalom Asayag. Again, this is another case that I can't fully express how good of a comedian he is, because you guys probably wouldn't even understand his jokes. And I've kind of been looking for stuff to show from any of his stuff, but I mean it's all in Hebrew probably. But he does have a show which is basically about his life as a child, because that's what comedians do. They have shows about their own life when they were children. And actually his son, who's also a very well-established comedian on his own, is playing him as the younger version of himself, and he plays his own father.
Nice.
And I believe his wife also plays his mom. So I think, I'm not 100% sure on that one, but it's called The 80s, which is basically like that 70s show, but with the 80s. But the 1980s in Israel is significantly different than the 1980s anywhere else. But okay, I'm gonna shtuk. Hopefully this one works. Oh, hold on, let me just skip the ad because it's an unskippable ad, and I don't want you guys. I don't want to get in trouble with this. Hold on. An unskippable 12-second ad about washing machines. Okay. I'm hoping. I haven't seen this. This is something that I just randomly found, so I apologize if it's not funny enough. But let's go for it anyway. It's called Shalom's Carnival.
Oh, wow.
שלום, אני שנוזל, אני מומחה לקולות רקע. קרנבל, ולחלקה אני אומר לך, ליג'ה, זה סתם אשפוז. יש לך מבחן גדול באלקטרוניקה, בזה אתה מתעסק. את יודעת שמביאים לו מורה פרטי, בחינם, מחר. כן, אני אומר לך, עד המבחן, אתה תהיה צמוד למורה הפרטי הזה, כמו שמרסל צמוד למגירה עם הכסף. יאללה, נכנס תחליף בדים. אתה מתחייב לבאס, מה זה לבאס? מה זה שטות לי? מה מצחיק בזה? קרנבל קוקו קריקריקו. מה? איזה מצחיק? קולות רקע.
מעבול.
לך.
Shalom, חכה רגע, אני דווקא אהבתי.
Anyway, so that's that. So the guy with the hats, that was him.
Okay.
And the guy with the weird thing, that's his son, who plays himself as a younger person. Also, his son also performed in my bass back in the day once.
Very nice.
So yeah. Also, he's the voice of. I was looking up for a clip on it, but I couldn't find it. He's the voice of one of the a mascot of one of the biggest internet companies in Israel. He voices a talking parrot, which started out as a puppet, but now it's more animated. But he's great as that. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything about him. Hold on, let me just try one more thing. But yeah. Really funny dude. He's always making fun of the fact that he's. Sorry about that. He's always making fun of the fact that he's losing his hair, and you know me. That's a bit of a sensitive point for me. And, but yeah, he's one of those people that kind of he takes it in stride. He's making fun of it, and I appreciate that. Okay, let's see.
התכנסתי פה היום כדי לתת כבוד אחרון לרפי. הרחפן שלי. רפי, אני בחיים לא אשכח את הריקוד הראשון שלנו. את הטיולים שלנו לאורך השקיעה. וואו, אתה לא רואה מה אתה עושה? שכמעט ריצקתי אותך.
As you can tell, he works great with accents.
I can see that.
Yeah, right.
So I've only ever seen two stand-up comedians, like famous ones, live. One of them was Jeff Dunham, which was actually really disappointing because it's all shit I'd heard before. There was nothing new.
Okay.
And the other one was Fluffy.
Oh, Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, that was funny because when he started going to the classic, his classic bits, we started shouting the punchlines back at him, and it freaked him out. He's like, "Stop it!"
Yeah, I've probably seen quite a few stand-ups. Honestly, I've never seen Gabriel Iglesias, which I wanted. That's on my list, but I have seen Jeff Dunham twice. I think I've seen Brian Regan, Jim Gaffigan, Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock. There's a bunch of them. Yeah,
and I saw a local Canadian famous comedian, Brett Butt from Corner Gas Live too. He came to my hometown. That was pretty cool.
And I'm really pissed I didn't get to see Mark Ellis because Mark Ellis has been to Seattle like 2 or 3 times, but every time I've been busy and not able to go. So.
Right, Ben. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, 50.
I will say one very disappointing thing is that, like I said, his son performed in front of my base once. He crushed it. He was awesome. It's been a while since I've laughed this hard, and he actually called me out while he was on stage. I didn't go on stage at the end there, but he called me out. I think because I didn't have a Facebook at the time. He was like, "Of course, everybody has a Facebook now," and I was like, "No." Obviously, I had to be that one guy in the audience who, "No, I don't have a Facebook," and he was like, "Okay, sure, go download songs from Email or something like or Kaza." I don't know. And even made like old man jokes. And at the time, this was my phone.
Jesus.
So it was like, where's the dial up on that thing?
Right.
I remember those phones.
Yeah, like I said, his son, ridiculously funny. And the disappointing part is a couple of years ago, I went to see his show, not the son, his show. Unfortunately, he didn't actually did a lot of much show. He had another very talented comedian, Erez Shalem, but he also had his son, and his son pretty much recycled every single joke that he did when I was in the when he performed in front of my base. So that was a bit
happened with Jeff Dunham for me. Like I'd seen all his stand-up DVDs, and when I saw him, it was literally everything I just saw in his latest one. I'm like, fuck, whatever.
Plus, a lot of his stuff, because there's been a couple of years between those two, and a lot of the jokes that he made were kind of outdated.
Yeah.
Which pissed me off because not only have I heard this thing before, it's not funny in 2018, whatever the year was that. So, yeah.
All right, Ben, you're number 2.
My number 2 was his stand-up. He was on a sitcom for 8 years and then went back to stand-up. Papa Simon.
Oh,
okay, yeah. He has awesome stand-up.
So here's the thing about his stand-up. So I didn't know about his stand-up, and then I saw his DVD, and I was like, what the
Yeah, that's like well, like his style of stand-up kind of reminds me of like Robin Williams. You think like when you see him on screen, a real clean-cut guy, but then you see their stand-up and you're like, whoa.
Well, you see, I knew about Robin Williams' stand-up. Bob Saget had no clue, because I'm one of those people. I knew him as Danny Tanner.
Me too. And then I saw knowing him as Danny Tanner, watching him stand up, and then going back to watch Danny Tanner again.
Right.
Made me wonder, how the hell did he hold back making that show for 8 years? Wow.
Yeah, but let's not forget America's Funniest Home Videos. That he did all the voices in the videos and stuff.
Yeah, he was the original host of that. Yeah,
I have some of that.
The red, white, and blue. The funny things you do, America, America. This is you. Yep. Great.
My favorite joke of his stand-up is the song "Danny Tanner is Not Gay."
Yes, I have it. I'm wondering.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me why.
I've never heard it, so
it's done to the tune of "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have heard this. This sounds familiar, but Let's see it.
Sound on, please.
Your audio.
What?
We need audio.
When it says share screen, there's also a little button there that says share audio.
You got to click the box. You might have to get out of the share screen and back in to do it.
Probably.
Just down in the bottom left corner.
I don't. Yeah. Hold on. Anything?
Nope.
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me try something. Hold on. You still with me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still here. We're still good.
Okay, hold on.
Gotta use my.
Tomato.
Even use my.
If you can get it to work, I do have it queued up, Ben.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
hold on.
gonna use the Good Mythical Morning reference. We're still good. We're still good. Anyone who watches that. That's it.
Okay, why don't you try it, Matt? Hold
Okay.
on. Yeah, you try it. I'm sorry.
A lot of people say that Danny Tanner was gay, the character. If you don't know, that was the character on Full House, that he was gay. And I say, I don't think so. All right, maybe, but I don't know. But I needed a statement that could be like a banner that I would wear proudly, you know? So this is my scarlet letter. This is a song called Danny Tanner Was Not Gay. And I needed a tune worthy of such a statement. So I went to the greatest composers of our time, the Backstreet Boys. They're fucking awesome. And they are Backstreet, and they are boys, and they are men. And they rock my fucking world.
I know all the lyrics to
And
I know I
want
wanted
to
that way, by the
I
way.
won't say which one. Awesome. So here's a song, and it's called Danny Tanner Was Not Gay. It's opposite day. And here we go. And thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. Best friends forever. We're here on a Friday or Tuesday, whatever the fucking day it is. This guitar's from eBay. I've heard some of you say, but Danny Tanner was not gay. Tell me why they lived in San Francisco. Tell me why they went through lots of Crisco. Tell me why I never slept with Dave Coulier. Kimmy Gibbler got it this way.
Oh.
Right. It was more like, I don't remember. I was all on Comtrex. After 8 years with them in a house with two men, they were my second family. The last show shed a tear. The Stamos grabbed at my rear, and Uncle Jesse was inside of me. Sorry, he likes that lyric. He's fucked up. The show wasn't that funny, but fuck you. Made lots of money. Yeah, good value. But I gave half to my ex-wife anyway. Would have been cheaper if I had been gay. Tell me why some people called me faggot. Tell me why. Maybe because my last name's. Thank you. I changed it. It used to be homosexual, but I changed it. Tell me why I suck dick for coke, but that's not the same. I seen it, but that doesn't mean Danny Tanner could be gay. Oh, Danny Tanner was not gay like Dave Coulier.
Yeah. You watch it for the first time, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Yeah, once you get used to that, he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
You can say that about a lot of different.
Yeah.
A little bit of a change, but yeah.
For sure.
Good stuff.
All right. My number 2, my title, my name here kind of gives it away.
Oh, Martin Short.
Martin Short.
There you go.
I love Martin Short.
Yeah.
One of the most funniest people I've ever seen. And I'm not just talking about that particular character. Like, a lot of the stuff he's done, his Ed Grimley is hilarious, funny and pure luck as the guy who's freaking accident prone. Even the Three Amigos he was good in. But yes, hands down, my favorite role of his is Frank Engelhofer, and more specifically, Father of the Bride Part 2.
Yep.
And the scene that is majorly specific is the scene where he gives Steve Martin the sleeping pill, and then all of a sudden his daughter goes into labor, and he's trying to
wake him up. Yeah,
trying to bring it up. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on Martin Short? While I bring that up,
he's awesome. Yeah,
he's incredible. I mean, what can we say? And you're right, that character is so funny, fun.
Yeah.
Yep, and his stand-up he's doing, that he did not too long ago with Steve Martin too, was awesome.
That video was
freaking
hilarious.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, so I'm just going to play a little bit of this. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Okay, hold on with me because they're actually doing the whole freaking scene.
Okay.
By the way, I loved all the new people in the
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. This is.
What's he doing? What, George?
I never saw anything like it. He said pass the rules. By the time I passed him, he was gone.
George?
Oh
my God, George?
He's not dead, Mom. He just took 2 sleeping pills.
He took them both? You gave him sleeping pills? Well, he said he could not sleep, but too violent. It's like, goodbye, George. See you next Thursday. He was involved, you know. What sort of things, you know, after and I'm a gone. You took them both at once?
Well, that's way to me.
How I got him into the office? Can I help in some way? Let me vent into it. On 3 we lift, Matthew. Okay. 1, 2, and we go. George. Drop that boy on me. Am I moving? Oh, yes. Oh, that's good. Oh, dear. Oh, God. I'm getting shorter. Oh, no. Second strength. Frank? Yeah. Is he breathing? Yes, breathing and moving.
Looks like he's dead.
There you go.
Mom. Well, what are Hotnik anyway? I've never heard of it. Are they prescription?
Not yet. They're from my country. They're not exactly legal. But trust me, there's no funny side effects. I've been taking them for years.
Yeah, right.
Don't you worry.
Mom, look, he's so fine. Why are you taking his pulse?
Mom. Check it. Pulse oxygen. See? He's fine. He's still sleep like a little lamb.
Nina! What? This is it. I'm not kidding this time. Are you sure? Yes. We're gonna have this baby tonight. All right, Frank. Frank, we need you to drive us to the hospital. I'm too big to get behind the wheel. Frank! I need you. Could you drive us to the hospital, Frank?
The hospital, right in there.
Take the suitcase.
I'll be there in the morning. Ladies, not to worry, they have no problem.
Good. Then hurry.
Can I drive?
No.
And here we go.
Vic, you're going to be that grandfather. Oh, George, don't do this. I am not a husband, I am not a father, I'm not a 911 man. Rise and shine, big white head man. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. Run away. That's all now.
Oh.
How is he doing that?
Yeah, right.
Oh, George, they're almost there. I'm moving. And running strong again. I just had to pick up. Hey, moving, George. Oh. Change this room. This is not the time for that. Let's get the head. Hey, Nina! Run away! Look who's up! He put his visit to the world.
I'm gonna watch these movies when we're done. I love them. I love Martin Short.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
while we're watching that, I was just kind of looking at his IMDb. Some of his movies I totally forgot about. Like my wife showed me recently the movie Inner Space with Martin Short. Yeah, the movie's a classic. And then I also like when he just like pops up in random places. Like I think he was on a few episodes of How I Met Your Mother. Like he pops up there.
Yeah, he's Marshall's boss. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he also popped up in Modern Family a little bit. At least one episode. Yeah, and but yeah, just like whenever he pops up, I'm always happy to see him. Did you ever watch the show Jiminy Glick? Like, what do you think about that?
Oh yeah.
Because like when I first saw that, I was like, I don't know what to think about that. If I'm really gonna like it, but then when I watched it, it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I prefer his Ed Grimley.
Yeah, same here a little bit. But
all right, let's bring this home, boys. Your number one, Jordan.
All right, so my number one, if you haven't noticed by the shirt that I'm wearing here, shut your yapper, is Chris Farley, the man, the myth, the legend. So this is actually one of so this week I went through and looking up a bunch of scenes from Chris Farley, and there's actually a lot from Chris Farley that I haven't seen yet. There's a whole episode of Saturday Night Live where I've seen some clips here and there, but he actually hosted Saturday Night Live about a month and a half before he died, and he was awesome in it too. Yeah, there's just like so many awesome scenes. They even do they bring back the Bears and
the Bears,
and they do a hilarious version of it because it's after Mike Ditka actually switched coaching over to the New Orleans Saints, and so they're all distraught. They don't know whether to support the Saints now or to support the Chicago Bears. Still, you have one guy that's played by George Wendt. He's actually a half and half. He's seen with a split jersey that's half Saints, half Bears. But then Chris Farley, he's like stuck in 1986 when they won the Super Bowl, and actually bring on Mike Ditka as a cameo. And he's like, wait a minute, but you're like, this is 1986 and you're undefeated, right? Like no, sorry. Like I moved on. I'm coaching the Saints now, and we're actually not very good. And he's like, no, that's not true. And he's like having this like mental breakdown over it. Oh, it's just so good. But like that skit's got to be one of my favorite skits where he's like, oh, just having another heart attack. He's like, well, how many heart attacks that make for you today?
So
what makes about a baker's dozen?
Tommy Boy is one of my favorite movies of all time, but there are two skits I want to highlight that are not the Chippendales one because that's classic.
Yep,
Japanese
that one's classic.
Game Show.
Yep. Oh, I love
Japanese
that.
Game Show. I will share that with you guys afterwards because that's pretty funny. Some random white guy watching the Japanese Game Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is this one. It's called Schiller Vision.
I love Schiller Vision.
Okay. Oop, forgot to share the audio.
The episode of sharing things.
Sorry, I forgot to share the audio. Okay.
This is so good. This might be my favorite thing he's ever done.
Commercials. What are they hiding? Are you aware, sir, that you are drinking Colombian decaffeinated coffee crystals?
Am I? Why, it's delicious. It tastes like rich-bodied regular coffee.
It took 264 hidden camera customers before that reaction was obtained. I am Corbin Knudsen for Swedish Television 1, and tonight we are going to examine the American craze of hidden camera commercials, particularly what doesn't make it to your home television set.
Watch this unused camera tape. Sir, do you realize that you are not drinking regular coffee, but Colombian decaffeinated coffee crystals? What? I said you're drinking Colombian decaf coffee crystals. What? You son of a...
This is where it gets good. No. Oh, it's so good. And just mass chaos. As my witness. Oh.
And now live from Shreveport, Louisiana, via international satellite hookup, the victim of that hidden camera commercial, Michael Huck. Mr. Huck, how do you feel about your experience on hidden camera?
Angry.
And thank you from Swedish television.
Oh, that was good.
Oh yeah. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah, same.
Same
here.
To go back to Adam Sandler, his tribute that he did on his Netflix special.
Oh yeah, the song about Chris Farley. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
he also did that when he hosted SNL.
Yeah.
What? Sorry?
He also sang that when he hosted SNL.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was
Yes.
perfect place.
Yeah, so actually, I wanted to like show a little quick clip. So actually, I came across this clip when I was doing some research because I wanted to find some stuff I haven't seen because I feel like I've seen everything there is about Chris Farley about 100 times, and like you kind of have to see it. So there's this clip from Saturday Night Live. Yeah, it's Christian Slater. He's the host, and it's got Adam Sandler and David Spade, and they're forming a band and they're trying to think of names for the band. And like Chris Farley, he's asleep the entire time on the couch, and he wakes up for these random moments. And I got two little just short parts of the video. I'm going to see how well my sharing works this time.
That up, I highly recommend watching the documentary that his brother did a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, like I Am Chris Farley or something.
Highly recommend it.
All right, let's see. Should be.
You know that he was originally supposed to be the voice of Shrek?
Yep. Did you ever hear that? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
The behind the scenes storyboard thing. It was not Shrek. It was still good.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not seeing Mike Myers as Shrek.
Yeah.
But still, that bit isn't really that bad.
Maybe if you're not the I don't know, because 50 was able to share, but I don't know because it's sharing it. It should be up now. Okay.
Yeah, I put it up.
Oh, okay. You gotta put it up. That's why I'm like, it's not going up, huh? Okay.
Expand the thing, please.
Yeah. Oh, I'll expand. Yeah. Is that looking full screen to you guys?
No, there now it is.
Okay.
Now it is.
So basically, I'm just gonna play a little part of it, but it's like they're just in the brainstorming process, and he just wakes up and makes these random comments, and it's
Truth
it's
we're
cool.
gonna sing about. How about this one time I stayed at my friend's house and I got crabs from his couch, and so I went into the bathroom to kill him, and I set off a bug bomb, and I sat in there for about 2 hours, and I almost died. Okay, maybe love is good.
And he goes right back to sleep. But this is the first time that you hear him.
How
Given
about Pearl Jam? Would you shut up, idiot? There already is a Pearl Jam. I mean, Pearl Jam 2. Bands don't have sequels. All right, look, here's how to do it, okay?
And also, you have this jam here, right after this.
Did you just make some money in the last 5 minutes?
No.
Then shut up. Plus, I don't really know if this band smokes pot, all right? It might not be their image. Right. All right, let's vote. Who thinks this band should smoke pot? All right. Well, when we're making the bucks, it'll be easy to get it. Morning? Man, the best way to get some cash flow going is to invent something.
I'm sorry.
We need like a killer idea that like the guy that invented the pet rock, he's got it made. He does nothing ever. All he does is just kick back in his pad all day and get baked, cashing elephant checks. Then what was I saying?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right. Anyways, but yeah, that is just like, just him rambling, just total nonsense. It's just like so good. Just like, oh man, it just like that kind of random stuff just cracks me up.
All right, 50. You're number one.
Okay, so my number one was already, I believe, a number one on a previous list that I had, but to me, it's, I mean, first of all, it's a bit of a cheat because it's three people, but if I didn't include all three of them in one, they would have just been 1, 2, and 3, and then my list would have started. That's why all three of them are number one. And all three of them are the iconic, classic example of the Israeli comedy scene, the Pale Trackers, also known as Shaike, Polly, and Godfrey.
Like the Three Stooges?
Yeah, kinda, but they did more on stage stuff as opposed to comedy sketches. And now, unfortunately, you can't find any of it on YouTube because copyright stuff. But I did manage to find parts from one of the movies that they made, and it's the movie that I believe was my number one pick for my top 5 historical, Halfon Hill. And I specifically chose a few clips that you will most likely understand because you don't necessarily need to understand what they're saying in order to laugh at this. Now, if we just start with this one, this is one of the best ones that they had. Okay, this is Paulie. He's playing a character in this movie called Sergio Costanza, and if you'll notice. Well, first of all, he's wearing uniform from a completely different military, and this is how this is how he throws a grenade.
תגיד לי, המצרים מתקרבים אל המוצב. איזה הודעה אתה מעביר בקשר?
בקשר למה?
בקשר להתקרבות.
של מי?
של המצרים.
המצרים?
כן, המצרים.
אני לא מבין איזה אינטרס יש להם לעבוד פה במקום הזה. בוא
I guess I should have checked it. He says, "What if the Egyptians come this way? What kind of message do you send on the comms?" And he was like, "Why would the Egyptians come here in this heat?" Okay, but here we go. This is the grenade part. קום יא אהבל.
תראה טוב, קודם כל אתה מוציא את המשרה לגמרי. בכוח, אתה תשתמש בכוח, מוציא את המשרה.
He pulled the pin.
עכשיו אתה לוקח כמה סופרים? 3 שניות? 48 ספרו יותר.
Jesus.
Wow. Did it explode mid-air almost?
Yeah, it was like first of all, you got to take the pin out. You got to do it by force, and then you just you count. How many seconds are we counting? And the general was like, 3 seconds, quick. It was like, 3 seconds and 48. We counted more. And then
wow.
Like, because it actually ties into a different joke. Earlier in that conversation, he was like, if the Egyptians, he asked the same question to the other guy, the guy with the grenade. He asked him, if the Egyptians show up, what do you do? What do we do? The same thing we did in 67. That was the 6 Day War, and 48 was the War of Independence. It was like the same thing we did in 67. It was like, okay, so what did we do in 67? Same thing we did in 48. What did you do in 48? 30 years. Who can remember? Okay, so this is one, and this is the second one. Again, you don't need to really understand too much. This is another part called Naughty Sylvia. Okay? Again, he's wearing a uniform from a completely different military. But yeah, he kind of put this show for kind of entertain the soldiers who are currently on the front lines. By the way, I think in this episode, I've actually been where this was shot, so it was kind of.
Oh wow!
Naughty Sylvia. Watch this.
Now they're perfect.
That's usually all it takes.
Yep.
Okay, so that, but a little bit of context here. The guy that threw the grenade earlier, that's his daughter.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And hold on. She's his girlfriend.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, so not awkward at all. Anyways, one last thing. Okay, hold on. This is that one. Again, this one is partly in English, so you can kind of understand the humor here, but here we go. This one of them gets kidnapped by the Egyptians, and they dressed up as United Nations soldiers to kind of try to get him back.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
في عندكم بصرية؟
بصرية؟
أيوه.
I don't know if you guys can see, but they actually wrote UM instead of UN.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Here we go.
I'm Colonel Hammerschlag, and this is Staff Major Bergman. The Israeli soldiers sent us to change the Israeli soldiers and the Egyptian soldiers. Change.
Israeli shoulders.
How
not
did
soldiers.
Muhammad arrive to the Israelis?
Bergman, yes. Report about of Shingimagal.
دخل جوه حضر الإسلام.
אכלתם צהריים טוב?
כן, אכלנו כده.
אז כבר מכינים.
Very much. You see, at 9 o'clock in the morning, arrived this soldier who used to ask the Israelis for 4-room apartment in Kiryat Malachim. So the Israelis offered him only 3 rooms in Rishon LeZion. Yes. And the soldiers got nervosa.
I
know.
Yes, start shooting. So the Israelis took him to United Nations boot camp. Yes.
Mr. Bergman.
Yes, sir.
Come here, please.
No, I tell you, sir.
Stand here.
Stand up. Yes.
Hands up.
Hands up. Hands up. Yes.
You too.
I don't know fire. Yes. Still слова. Good friend.
I know.
Maybe yes, maybe you want to watch Fuji and certify the spots. Very good.
Anyways, this is the real United Nations guy, and apparently they know each other.
Yes. Right. Let's see. Soldier. Gone.
Harry!
Sergio! How are you?
Fine.
Attend this office at the prayer, Sergeant.
It's two of my soldiers.
Oh, yes?
Of course.
Oh, Hamid. I am so. I very apologize. I am so.
And that's the guard that they knocked out in the beginning.
We must go because the Israeli soldiers wait for us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you.
Okay.
Ali, see you in my club. You know, Jacqueline.
رجال سلام مساء بالطوال بكير يا شباب الحقيقي
إن شاء الله.
فأنت اشكال كافيه اثنين يقولش رجع الاثنين موجودين
الله معك دكتور. الله معك. Yes, let's see. 7.
Oh, shoot. Well, the clip ends a little too fast, a little too early, but they try to chase them, but before that, they tied one of their Jeeps to the bunker. So they're driving and driving and driving, and then they end up burying themselves in the ground.
Shoot.
But yeah, so like I said, they're not necessarily stand-up comedians, but they do have an on-stage show. Everything is pre-scripted, obviously, but there is a series of sketches. And again, I wish I could show it to you guys because it's one of those things that you don't necessarily need to understand what they're saying to understand the humor.
Yeah.
But I believe parts of the movie were a good enough of a sample size. But yeah, these guys are the quintessential Israeli comedians, and unfortunately, the funniest of the bunch, Paulie, which was the guy with the weird accent, unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
Dang. Yep, some of the greats, they're just gone too soon, you know.
Speaking of which, it's safe to say that Ben and I share the same number one.
Oh, yeah.
Robin Williams.
Classic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I couldn't pick one specific performance because he never gave a bad one.
No.
Yeah, same here. I mean, everything from his stand-up to his movies to his TV, shit, they're all good. I mean...
Yeah, Nanny Shaz, but...
Yeah, right.
Which is still one of the best first seasons of TV.
Yeah.
Mork Mindy.
Hell, if we were not happiness, we wouldn't have Mork and Mindy.
Yep. How he got that role, he walked into Frank Marshall's office, sat down with his head in this chair, and they gave him the job because, as Frank Marshall said, that's the only one who walked in who was an alien.
Yep.
Yeah. My favorite story is how when he was doing Mrs. Doubtfire, I'm pretty sure I've told this on here before, he walked into the sex shop dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire and asked for the double-headed mandingo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's totally Robin Williams. If you know his stand-up, that's him.
And I know it's weird, but my favorite performance of his will always be Peter Banning from Hook.
Yeah, it's a great performance. Movie gets shit on way too much.
Yeah, I don't understand all the hate for that.
I don't get it. It's a great movie.
It's like why everybody shits on Nickelback. They're a great band, but a lot of people shit on them.
Everybody likes to shit on the popular thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't get it because Hook, it's a great performance. You got great co-stars, Julia Roberts. You got Dustin Hoffman. You got a great score. You know, John Williams. I mean, come on, Steven Spielberg.
Even Steven Spielberg doesn't like that movie, and he directed it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. When Spielberg was filming Schindler's List, Robin Williams would call him every night to make him laugh.
Yeah, you need that when you're working on a movie like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of aliens, by the way, without Robin Williams, you probably wouldn't have had Christopher Reeve as Superman.
Well, I don't know about that. You wouldn't have had him, but yeah.
I said probably.
Oh.
I didn't say definitively.
So, another story about
recommended Christopher Reeve, right?
Yeah, they were roommates of Juilliard.
Yeah.
Another funny story, Robin Williams story, is after Christopher Reeve got into his acting, Robin Williams walked in pretending to be a Russian proctologist. And it was the first time Christopher Reeve had laughed since his accident.
No.
No.
Yeah,
they were thick as thieves, those two.
Yeah, one of the movies I really love by Robin Williams is Dead Poet Society. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there, but that's my dad's favorite movie. So me and him always bond over that. He has a big thing in his room that says "Carpe Diem." That's like one of his mottos: "Seize the day." So yeah.
And let's not forget, obviously, like I said earlier, Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, it wasn't drive by fruiting. He went that way. Hello.
Oh my God! My favorite scene in Mrs. Doubtfire is Tony Beginning when he's being interviewed, and he just rattles off all these different impersonations.
My pressure
right. Yeah, classic.
Piss off, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the Birdcage.
Oh my God! That movie.
Yeah. World According to Garp is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that. Popeye.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, Aladdin.
That's like one of the things he's like known for.
Yeah. His stand-up is second to none.
Here's a question for you. We've seen the celebrity voice of an animated movie.
Of that stature? Yeah. Fuck. I'd say so, because I mean, you did have people who had named people who had done things, like just to think the one movie before that, Beauty and the Beast, you had Jerry Orbach as Lumiere. On this scale, I don't think so.
I think he set the trend for all others to follow.
Yeah.
And that's why we get The Rock voicing Maui today.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't voice like the genie.
So every Robin Williams, I don't think we would have gotten James Earl Jones as Mufasa.
Yeah?
Not.
No, like it's kind of like probably one of the other closest things I can think of is maybe like Mike Myers for Shrek. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
probably.
But like he's probably the most iconic maybe animated voice in history. Maybe.
Yeah, he's easily duplicated, never replicated. That for sure.
Yeah.
And he says that in the movie, by the way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can honestly say he's never had a bad role.
Yeah.
No, and I haven't seen a lot of his earlier work, like Good Morning Vietnam and like According to Garp. Like, yeah, I haven't seen a lot of those ones. I haven't even seen Good Will Hunting. I need to get on that one.
Really?
That's what he won his Oscar for.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, and his stand-up is second to none. I kick myself in the ass for this to this very day, but about a month after moving to Vancouver, he came and did a stand-up show, and I didn't see him.
Oh, dang.
And looking back on it now, it's like
coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I think I watched.
Sorry.
I think I watched one of his stand-up shows with some of my friends in the army, and one of the stuff that he said, he talks to someone, and that someone just tells him, go suck a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to suck a bag of dicks.
Yeah,
do I
right.
take individually, or do I suck the whole bag?
Yeah, what he's talking about is addiction. Is like next thing you know, you wake up naked on the hood of your car with your keys in your ass.
Yeah, like he's super quick too. He just rattles off the jokes so fast, and they're all it's super funny. Like,
I thought you said sitting with the band. Oops, talking about shitting the tuba.
In that same show, he also, I think, when I think he talks about rape, and when someone when there's a trial, you got to bring the dick to be one of the witnesses, and they ask him, they ask the dick, what was it like from your point of view? It was light, it was dark, it was light, it was dark.
Yeah, I remember that. Light, it was dark, it was light, it was dark, it was light, it was dark.
You see, that right there is a perfect example of how
fast
George,
paced.
well, how George Carlin, like when the other like all time greats said, anything can be funny if done the right way, even a joke about rape. But rape is no laughing matter until someone can make it funny and lighthearted.
Yeah, like in that sense, the perspective of penis.
And if anyone could, he can.
Yep.
And let's not forget his bit on golf.
Oh yeah, that one is a Scottish voice about. Yeah.
Hell no, 8 more fucking times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or about when he was talking about the Mars rover when it crashed. It's like, fucker's gone.
Yep.
and his iconic performance of Blame Canada at the Oscars.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's awesome that he actually performed that at the Oscars.
You ever seen that, 50?
A song from South Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never seen that?
I need to watch that.
Yeah,
Pull it up.
I'm bringing it up. Don't worry.
Pull it up.
Pull it up. Come on.
While you're bringing it up, did anybody here see Man of the Year?
Yeah.
I think it's an underrated movie. It's
It
good.
is, yeah, it's actually not too bad.
Why is that movie not getting talked about more? Is one of the great mysteries of life.
Yep.
All right. Share audio. Yes. This is the highlight here for me.
And finally, with Blame Canada from South Park's Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, please welcome Academy Award winner Robin Williams.
Even with the thing on his mouth. Yeah. Is he trying to simulate Kenny? Is that what he is? Yep. Yep.
To think he was nominated for an Oscar, like how cool is that?
Yeah.
Don't blame yourself for your son's stand. He saw the dark cartoon and now he's off to join the clan. And my boy Eric once had my picture on his shelf, but now he sees me, tells me to put myself. Because with Canada, he's got to be the rock beneath the earth. They're not even a real country anyway. And he could have been a doctor or a lawyer in true. Instead, he burned up like a piggy on the barbecue. Something made the nicest. Something made the fire. The doctors who allowed him to expire. No!
I miss him.
Me too.
And that bitch Anne Murray too. All I can say is I give up this kind of this.
Nice.
I cannot express into words how much I miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the day I found out he died is forever burned in my memory, and it's still probably one of the worst days.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Yeah. He was a legend, and it's just a sign that the mental illness is a real thing, and if you have it, you should definitely try to get some either treatment or just some help. And there's always people out there that love you and appreciate you, even if you think nobody in the world does. There's always at least one person out there. And also, if you don't deal with mental illness, you have to realize that it's a real thing, and like it's very serious for the people who actually deal with it. So
yeah, Robin Williams died, man. Like killed himself. What other right do we have to live? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Like he's so happy. He's just like cracking jokes and so happy all the time. It's just like crazy to think that he was struggling with some pretty major things.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah. And on that note, before I completely lose my mind here,
yeah.
What a fun, lovely way to end the show about comedians.
You can't see it, but I'm crying.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I got something a little happy for you. I forgot to show off on my Chris Farley. I got my little Tommy Boy pop
Oh,
figures
right on.
there. There we go.
I love that movie to pieces.
So I got Tommy and Richard. Yep. But anyways.
But yeah, so Jordan, sorry, not Jordan. 50. What is the topic you have for us next week?
Okay, so my topic for next week is something that I kind of been sitting on for a while, and I was wondering if anyone is ever going to bring it up, but here it is. Top 5 video game soundtracks.
Oh.
You weren't
Okay.
expecting that, did you?
No.
No, I never would have thought of that. Oh, you bastard.
I do have one rule, though, and I'm sticking to it. You can't have more than one game in the same franchise. So, for example, if you're saying like God of War, you got to be specific. Is it God of War 1, 2, 3? If it's Assassin's Creed, is it Odyssey, Origins? You got to be specific. You can't have multiple games with the same franchise.
So
I did the.
Are we allowed, like, is it just scores or is it soundtracks? Because there is the GTA 4 soundtrack.
I would prefer if it was original music composed specifically for the game.
Of course.
But I'm not sticking to that rule. I am sticking to a one per franchise.
Okay, I'll go with scores. There's a few that I enjoy.
Yeah, but since I'm not going to be here next week, a Final Fantasy and a Castlevania come to mind. Those are two of my favorites. So.
Maybe, shoot, I don't know. I mean, you can just give us your top 5 right now. If you can
well, I probably need a little time to think about it, so maybe I'll just send it in and you guys can read it off next week. Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely those two will be on my list. Probably something from Mario too.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Classic.
On that note, thank you very much for watching the show. As always, we definitely have fun, even though I just started to cry because it's Robin Williams, man. Like you can't replace that. Crystal said it right. When he passed away, the world got a little less brighter.
Yep, exactly.
So we're gonna go around the horn here. Jordan, where can everybody find you?
So you can find me over on my second channel, Movie Hero. It's called. And we just finished a 2-parter, actually. So we have a show over there called Tier Ranker Fights, and we were breaking down the greatest desserts of all time. We actually finished it this time because those shows have been having a habit of having so much on the list that in 2 hours we got to break it into 2 parts and still not have enough time to finish it. So we actually did finish one, and then I've also got a show over on this channel that's called Blindspots, so you can check that out. It's just movies I haven't seen, and I have all you guys vote, and over in the Media Sweaties group, and then I watch them and I review them after watching for the first time. And then also too, I'll just go ahead and make this announcement. I'm going to be gone from the show for about 3 to 4 weeks, depending. I'm going to kind of see how it goes. But my wife's having some major surgery. She has what's called a fibroid, which is down by her cervix. That's a non-cancerous kind of tumor. So it's something that's easily treatable, but with some pretty major surgery. So she's going to have all that removed. So unfortunately, that means the kids really aren't in our future. So that's a little sad note there. But there's a lot of other options out there for us, so I'm going to be with her to help her through that time, and because she's going to need a lot of help. So and then.
Is she standing off camera with a frying pan because you just told us what kind of surgery she has?
No, she's not. She gave me permission to say all this, but yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much what it is. And so thank gosh it's not cancer, because we had a little bit of a cancer scare that really freaked us out. But so yeah. So So I will be back in about 3 to 4 weeks, and I'll be back with a vengeance too. I got some ideas for maybe a new show on this channel, maybe on my own channel too, and I'll be kind of working on that stuff. So yeah.
All right, 50, my man. What about you?
You can find me on my channel, 50 Shades of Geek. I'm a little less active on my second channel, 50 Shades of Gaming, and my Twitch stuff, 50 Shades O Gaming without the F. But I promise I'm going to try to do some more streaming this week. I just been really busy. And another thing, I started a Patreon for this brand new Pokemon game based on Israel, which I'm personally developing and coming up with ideas from. And I would love it if people can actually sign up for the Patreon. There are a couple of tiers that maybe we will appeal to you guys. But yeah, it's called Pokemon Star, Cross, and Crescent. Look that up on Patreon. So yeah, Pokemon.
Okay, whoa. So is it like the symbols or like actually worded out Star, Cross, and Crescent?
Star, Cross, and Crescent.
So the symbols.
Or you can just go to Patreon and write down 50 Shades, and you'll immediately find me. There are not a lot of people called 50 Shades on Patreon.
That's gonna be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he showed us a little preview of kind of what it's going to look like. It looks awesome. So I'm excited for it.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, we'll put your Patreon link in the description of the video, Ben.
Thank you.
Yeah, could do that.
Oh, you got 5 levels.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm not really anticipating anyone was going to go for the 5th one, but never mind.
You never know. Anything's possible.
For some reason I can't share this image that I have, but well, never mind. I shared it on the group thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at my Twitter at MedRated2. You can find me at Matt every Wednesday on a new show with Camping the Path, and on Thursday on Shooting the Breeze. You can also find me on every Saturday on Matt Schmodown, and every Sunday here with you guys on Get Spinning.
And like Ben said, you can find me every Wednesday and Thursday on those respective shows, as well every Sunday here. You can find me every week on Schmoes of the North, where we break down the week in Schmodown, just what's going on in the Schmodown, and we do occasionally interview the someone who's involved in the Schmodown one way or another. The most recent one to drop was with the Barbarian, which was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And did you watch the episode?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
you can check that out.
He's a great storyteller. That's all I can say about him. He's a great storyteller. So yeah, and then sorry.
One of the great honors of my life. I can say that I lost to him in an Intergeekdom Free for All.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
So yeah, so that's, you can find me all over doing that. We got a special video dropping soon because we have hit 100 subscribers on there. I'm just going to tell you the title of it, the Schmoviver series.
Okay. Oh, that sounds cool.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We recorded last night. There might be a little bit more recording need to be done, but yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. And of course, you can find me over at Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. Pretty much everywhere you can find me. I'm usually looking around somewhere, or if not, I'm on my couch sleeping. So with that, thank you guys very, very much for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Stay ready and smash.
Stay ready.
Space ready.
I'm always